Yeah, welcome to this channel. We are looking at polynomial, and then we're taking factor theorem, remainder theorem on polynomial. Okay, and this is the question we have here. Find the remainder when 4x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x plus 1 is divided by x minus 2. And we have the B parts, the C parts, and the D parts. As you are coming in, as usual, just begin to say I. Okay, and if you are fresh on this channel, please subscribe to the channel and begin to share the links on your different platform. Begin to call your friends to join us for this live section. Without much ado, let's go straight to the solution of these following questions. Okay, the first one, I would like to explain to us what do we mean by the remainder theorem? Remainder theorem says that if polynomial, if P is a polynomial as a function of x, okay, is divided by this expression x minus a, okay, what you're going to do is to equate this x minus a to 0, and that will be x equal to what? X equal to a. You now go to your polynomial. Anywhere you see x, you place a there. So the remainder will be equal to p of what? P of a. And that is all on what? On remainder theorem. Okay, let's go straight to the first question we have here. We have the first one, that will be p of x equal to 4x cubed minus 5x squared plus 7x plus 1. We are told is divided by x minus 2. So what you're going to do, according to remainder theorem, you're going to equate this one to 0. X minus 2 equal to what? Equal to 0. So we have x is equal to what? X equal to 2. So you now go back to your function. Anywhere you see your x, you place the 2 there. And that will be p of 2. So p of 2 is equal to what? 4 times 2 to the power 3 minus 5 times 2 to the power 2 plus 7 times what? 7 times 2 plus 1. And that will be equal to 2 cubed. That's 8 times 4, that's 32. 2 squared, that's 4. 4 times 5, that's 20. Plus 7 times 2, that's 14 plus 1, that's 15. So we are having now 32 minus 20 plus 15, that's a minus 5. Okay, subtract 32 minus 5, that will give us 27. And that is the remainder for the question 1. Okay, and naturally, we can also use the long division, polynomial long division to solve it. But that one will take our time. And we are being instructed to use what? Remainder theorem. And that's that on the first side. Okay, tell us the remainder for C. Whatever you have there, let us know your response to C and your response to D. Okay, so let's go to the mistakes. That's a p of x equal to this expression, 2x to the power 5 minus 32 x cubed minus x minus 10. We're told is divided by x minus 4. So in that case now, what we are going to do is to equate these x minus 4 to 0, and that will be x equal to 4. Then anywhere you see your x, you begin to substitute 4 for x, and that will be p of 4 equal to, begin to plug in 4 into that variable. Plug in 4 into the variable you have there, and that will be 2 times 4 to the power 5 minus 32 times 4 to the power 3 minus 4 and then minus 10. Okay, then you can punch your calculator to get your answer. Okay. So just bring a calculator. So punch your calculator and then you get the answer for this one, and that's the remainder for this. Okay, just punch your calculator and give us the answer for the B parts. Okay, the C parts, begin to fill the comment section with your answer for C. Likewise for what? We have this question, given that x minus 1 and x plus 1 are factors of ps cubed plus qs squared minus 3x minus 7. Find the values of p and q. Find the values of p and q. Okay, this will be factor theorem. And what does the factor theorem say? Let's see the statement for factor theorem. Factor theorem says that if a polynomial, if p is a polynomial and is divided by x minus a, okay, solve this one equal to 0. P of a, when you solve this one, x will be equal to what? X will be equal to a. Okay, then you now go to your p of x and plug in, substitute for x. Anywhere you see x, you place what? You place a there. So we now have p of a. So according to factor theorem, it must be equal to what? It must be equal to 0. If this is a factors of this, okay, then the remainder must be equal to what? Must be equal to 0. And when such happen, it confirms that x minus a is a factor of that polynomial. X minus a is a factors of that polynomial. Let me repeat again. You have a given function, a polynomial, and it's divided by these, x minus a. So what you're going to do is to solve this by equating this one to 0. And you're going to have x equal to what? X equal to a. Then you now plug in, anywhere you see your x, you put a there. You plug in, you substitute onto that polynomial. Okay, if this x minus a is a factor, automatically it must be equal to 0. The remainder must be what? Must be 0. And that's all on factor theorem. So let's now go to the applications of this question. We have two factors there. Let's see the solution to that. Let's see solution to that. We have x minus 1 and x plus 1 are factors. They are both factors of that given polynomial expression. Okay, so what do we do? Let's write the polynomial p of what? P of x. Let's make it f. You can use f because already there's a p here. F of x, for that polynomial, we have the function. Which is this. Okay. Then for this expression, x minus 1, that will be equal to what? S is equal to 1. So we are going to have f of 1. Okay. And since x minus 1 is a factor, automatically it will be equal to what? It will be equal to 0 according to factor theorem. Then we now solve this. Anywhere you see your x, you put 1 there. And whatever you get must be equal to what? Must be equal to 0. So we now have, this will be what? 1 cube. That will be p times 1 to the power 3 plus q times 1 square. That's a q minus 3 times 1. That's a 3 minus 7 equal to what? Equal to 0. So we're having p plus q minus 3 minus 7. That's minus 10. Then finally we have p plus q equal to 10. Call it equation 1. Then we go to the another factor, x plus 1. X plus 1, do the same thing also, solve that, equal to 0. Then you're going to have x is equal to what? Minus 1. Then that will now become f of minus 1, okay, according to factor theorem. according to factor theorem, it must be equal to 0. Then solve that. Anywhere you see your x, you plug in what? -1. And that will be p times -1 to the power 3 plus q times -1 square, and then -3 times what? -1, and then -7, and that must be equal to 0. So this will give us minus p plus q, minus times minus, that's a plus 3, -7 equal to 0. So we now have minus p plus q plus 3 minus 7, that's a -4 equal to 0. So we have minus p plus q equal to 4. Call this one equation 2. Then we can now solve the two equations together. We have the first equation, we have the second equation. Okay, solve it simultaneously. Okay, and get the value of p. And when you get the value of p, then you can go to any of the equations and make your substitutions and get the second variable. So let's quickly do that. We can add the two equations together. Okay, p plus minus p, it cancels. Then we have q plus q, that's 2q. 10 plus 4, that's 14. And q is what? Q is 7. Okay, then you can make substitutions to any of the equations. You can use equation 1, you can use equation 2. Okay, as you are coming in, just begin to say R. And don't forget to what? Like, share, and what? Subscribe. Give the videos a thumbs up. Share this link massively across your different platforms. This is very crucial. Begin to share now. Share and call your friends to join the live section. Okay, and if you have your own question, put it forward on the comment section. Begin to type your questions and we are going to solve it together. Okay, so let's finish this one. Then we can use using equation 1. Using equation 1, we have p plus q equal to 10. Then our value for q is 7 plus 7 equal to 1. So p is what? P is -7. Okay, and that is the values of p and q. We have this question: when 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 3x squared minus 2x plus a is divided by x minus 1. The remainder is -4. Find the values of a. Find the values of a. Okay? What you do to know the direction of the question, they mention the remainder. Okay? And you have the polynomial expression. Okay? And according to remainder theorem, it says that if this is a polynomial and is divided by x minus a, the remainder will be equal to, equate this one to 0. So that will be equal to what? R of a, P of a. The remainder of what? P of a. Equate this divisor to 0, and you get x equal to a. Then go back to the polynomial and make substitutions for that variable. Whatever you get, that is what we call that will be your remainder. Okay, it's as simple as ABC. So let's go straight to the solution of that question. Let's call that polynomial p of x is a function of x, and that will be equal to what? 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x plus a. So that's what we have there. Okay, then the factors we are given, x minus 1. Okay, we've solved that. That's equal to s is equal to 1. So that means we're having p of 1. Okay, p of 1 equal to what? Equal to the remainder, according to the remainder theorem. And the values of R is minus 4 in these particular questions. Okay, make a substitutions for S equal to 1 and equate that to what? To minus 4. And that will be equal to what? 2 times 1 to power 3 minus 3 times 1 to power 2 minus 2 times what? 2 times 1, okay, plus A. The remainder is what? Is 4. And that will be equal to what? The remainder is minus 4. So that will be equal to 2 minus 3 minus 2 plus A equal to 4. So this is going to give us 2 minus 3, that's minus 1, minus 2, that's minus 3, plus A equal to what? Equal to 4. So make the A as the subject, move this minus 3 to the other side. So A is what? A is at 7. The values of A, you have to talk back to the examiner that the values of A is what? Is 7. And that's that on that question. Okay, and welcome once again. As you are coming in, just begin to say I. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and begin to share the links of this channel across your different platforms. Okay, share the links to your friends, to your classmates. Okay, we're given g of x, okay, equal to x cubed plus 3x plus ax plus 3x plus 6, full stop, given g of minus 1 is minus 2. So we're going to solve this one first. G of minus 1 is minus 2. Solve that one first. And when you do that, that will give you the enablement to get the value of A. When you solve this given information, okay, we will be able to get the value of A. Okay, so when we are done, we've gotten the unknown on that polynomial, then we can now go and plug in the value of A, and then now get the remainder when it's divided by 3x minus 2. So let's see solution to that. From the given information, g of minus 1 is minus 2. Okay, what is the implication of that? What is the meaning of that? It implies that anywhere you see your x, you place what? You substitute minus 1 into that given information. Okay, and anywhere you see g of x, that will be equal to what? Minus 2. So that's the meaning of that. So let's quickly do that. X cubed, that's minus 1 to power 3 plus A times minus 1, and then plus 3 times minus 1, and then plus 6 equal to what? Equal to minus 2. Minus 2. That's on the remainder theorem. Applying remainder theorem. That's what we have done. Okay. Then this will be minus 1, minus A, minus 3. 3 times minus 1, that's a minus 3, plus 6 equal to what? Minus 2. Then we can, this is minus 1, this is minus 3, making minus 4. So minus 4 plus 6, that's a 2, minus A equal to minus 2. Then you can move this minus A to the other side, and then you have A equal to what? A equal to 4. A equal to 4. Then we can now go back to the given polynomial and make substitution for the unknown. And that will be x cubed plus my A is 4x. 4x. That's a mistake here. This will be squared. This is the ax squared. So let's come back to our solution. This will be square also. Okay. So that will be minus 1 squared. That will be what? That will be plus 1 times A, making plus A. So this place is a plus A. That's a plus A. So that's a plus A. So our answer is going to be, you're going to shift this 2 here to the other side. And that becomes minus 2 minus 2. And that's what? That's a minus 4. That's minus 4. Okay? So that's what we have in that case. Then the next thing to do Go back to the given polynomial and make your substitution, g of x. So this will be minus, so minus, a is a minus 4, minus 4x squared plus 3x, and then plus 6. Okay? Then, according to remainder theorem, R will be equal to what? G of what? Equate this one to 0, and that will be what? 2/3. That will be your remainder by making substitution for x as what? As 2/3. And that will be equal to what? 2/3 cube minus 4 times 2/3 square plus 3 times 2/3, and then plus 6. So this will give us 2 to power 3, that's 8 over 3 cube, that's 27, minus 4 times 2/3 square, that's 4/9, that's 4/9. And then this and this we cancel. That will give us 2 plus 6, that's 8. Okay, 8/27. That will be final conclusion for that answer. 8O number, 8/27. Okay, and you can play with your calculator to fasten the process. So that's that on this question. That's that on that question. If you're just coming in, you need to say I. Okay, and if you are fresh on this channel, subscribe to the channel, like, share, and subscribe. Call your friends to join us. Okay. So don't forget to do your questions, quiz, question 1 and question 2. Fill the comment section with your answer. Okay, for those values for B and the value for C. Okay, you can begin to do that. The expression 2x cubed minus x squared plus ax plus b gives a remainder 14 when divided by x minus 2, and a remainder minus 86 when divided by x plus 3. Find the values of a and b. Find the values of a and b. Okay, so this is the remainder theorem. Okay, we have the polynomial. That's the solution to that. We have the polynomial p of x is this. So this is what we have in that question. Okay, and don't forget the remainder theorem. As I said, that if your polynomial is x and is divided by x minus a, okay, the remainder will be equal to, you equate this one to the linear factor, the linear equations or the linear expression to 0, okay, and that will be x equal to a. So the remainder will be p of a. That's your remainder. So use that. So that will be the expression, this give a remainder 14 when divided by what? By x minus 2. That will be p of 2 equal to 14. That will be the first equation. And again, p of minus 3 when divided by x plus 3. X plus 3, the remainder is what? Minus 86. That will give the second equation, and then you solve them and get the a and b. So let's solve the first one. Let's get the equation for the first one, p of 2. So that will be equal to what? 2 times 2 to the power 3 minus 2 squared, that's 4, plus 2 times a, that's 2a plus b equal to 14. Okay, so this will be 2 cubed, that's 8, that's 16, minus 4, that's 12, plus 2a plus b equal to what? 14. So that's 2a plus b. Move this 12 to the other side. That's equal to 2. Call it equation 1. So let's get the second equation for p of minus 3. So wherever you see your x, you place minus 3 there. So we have 2 times minus 3 cube minus 3 square minus a times minus 3, that's 3a minus 3a plus b, and then the remainder is what is minus 86. The remainder is minus 86. So this will give us the minus 27 times 2. That's minus 54. Minus 54. Minus 3 squared, that's 9. So that's minus 9. And then minus 3a plus b equal to minus 86. Okay. So we're going to have minus 63 in this place, minus 54 minus 9. So it's giving us this minus 3a plus that b equal to what? Minus 86. Move this one to the other side. So we have minus 3a plus b equal to what? Minus 86 plus what? Plus 63. Okay, and then do the addition there. So that will give us minus 23. So we have minus 3a plus b equal to minus 3, minus 23 for that place. So then we can solve the two equations together. Solve the two equations. Here is plus 1. Attachment to b here also is plus 1. So that means we can subtract the two equations together so that we can cancel the b using elimination method. Using elimination method. So that will be equal to 2a minus 3a. b is gone. b minus b is gone. So I have 2 minus minus 23. So it's giving me 2a minus minus, that's 5a equal to, this will also become plus, that's 25. So a is what? A is 5. So once I get the a now, I can go to any of the equations, either b, either equation 2 or equation 1. I can use any of them, any of the two equations. So using equation 1, so I have 2a plus b equal to 2. My a is 5 plus b equal to 2. So that will be 10 plus b. If you want to factorize the polynomial expression, go to the constant number. Okay? And begin to look for factors of 8, factors of that constants. It could be plus 1, it could be minus 1. And then experiment with those factors by plugging it in these given polynomial. If it's equal to 0, that shows that for example, now if plus 1, the moment I plug in, I'm able to get 0. That means x minus 1 is a factor. That means x minus 1 is a factor of that polynomial. If minus 1 is the one I substituted, and gives 0, then it implies that x plus 1 is what? Is 0. Okay, but without wasting your time, I've done it. Okay, step 1, f of x is what? Is this. There's the functions of x. If you substitute f of 1, will it give you 0? No. It's not equal to 0. So this will be 2. That's 5. 5 minus 18. That's minus 13. Minus 13 plus 8 is not equal to 0. Okay. Then check another one. F of minus 1 can also, it can give you 0 too. Okay. So without wasting time, another factors of 8 could be plus 2, minus 2. These are factors of 8. Okay, so we are going to go to f of 2, and check if it's going to give us 0 the moment we make substitution. So that will be 2 times 2 to the power 3 plus 3 times 2 to the power 2 minus 18 times 2 and then plus 8. Let's do that. So this will be 2 cubed, that's 8, that's times 2, that's 16. Okay, plus 3 squared, that's 4 times 3, that's 12. And then minus 18 times 2, that's 36 plus 8. Okay, so this will be equal to this 2, that's 28, that's 28 minus 36 plus 8. And if you had 36 plus 8, that's 36 minus what? 36. So f of 2 is what? F of 2 is equal to 0. F of 2 is equal to 0. And that shows that x, therefore x minus 2 is a theorem we are using. Then the next thing you do now, since x minus 2 is a factor, then we can now do the polynomial division. We can do polynomial division to reduce this power 3 to 2, to try to convert this to quadratic expression, and then we'll factorize that. So let's see how it goes. So this will be equal to the polynomial expression minus 18x plus 8. Okay, x minus 2 is a factor. So this is a polynomial long polynomial division. So we take the first one, 2x cubed, over the first one. This is what we call the divisor. What you are using to divide is called divisor. Take the first one there, okay, and that will give you what? 2x cubed. And use that 2x cubed to multiply your divisor. 2x squared times x, that's 2x cubed. 2x squared times minus 2, that's minus 4x squared. Then you do your subtraction. This minus this cancel. 3 minus 4, that's plus 7x squared. And since this is a factor, at the end of the day, your remainder will be 0. Okay, your remainder will be 0, and it is only polynomial long division you can use. Okay, because we need the quotients. So that will be equal to, take the next item, bring it down, that's a plus, that's a minus 18x. Then the first expression here, 7x squared, over the first one here, that's what? That's a plus 7x. Then plus 7x times x, that's a plus 7x squared. 7x times minus 2, that's minus 14x. Do your subtraction, minus 18 minus 14. Okay, so that would be what? Minus 4x. Bring the next item, take it down, that's what? Plus 8. And then again, this first one, okay, over the first one here, okay, of the divisor, and that will be minus 4. And then use it to multiply. Minus 4 times x, that's what? That's minus 4x. Minus 4 times minus 2, that's a plus 8. And that confirms that the x minus 2 is really a factor. Is surely a factor, because the moment you do your polynomial division, you can see this one minus this one is 0, this one minus this one is 0. Okay, so it confirms that it's a factor. Okay, then your function, your polynomial now, this polynomial of degree 3 will now become your factor, x minus 2, times what? Times the quotients. 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Okay, so this is already a linear expression. Then ensure that the quadratic expression is turned to linear expression. Okay, factorize that. It will be x minus 2. Let's do the factorization of this one. 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. So this one times this one, that's minus 8x. Two factors of 8x. Okay, that can generate the middle number. That's 8 and 1. 8 and 1. So that will be plus 8 minus 1. That's a plus 8 minus 1. Then you come back and replace the middle one by what? By these two factors. And that will be 2x squared minus 8x minus x minus 4. Pair the first two, pair the last two. Okay, 2 is common, take it out. 2x is common, take it out. So we have x minus 4, and then minus 1 is common, x minus, this one is plus 8, this is plus, so this will be plus. Okay, if you take minus 1 out here, so that will be plus also. So we're having x plus 4 times what? Times 2x minus 1. Okay. So let me do the factorization somewhere else. Minus 4. This times this, that's a minus 8x squared. Okay. Two factors of this that can generate plus 7, either by adding or by subtracting. And that will be equal to what? That will be plus 8 minus 1. Then you now come back to that expression and replace the middle one with these two factors. That will be plus 8x minus x minus 4. Begin to pair the first two and the last two. 2x is common. Take it out. You have this. Minus 1 is common. That will be x. And that will be equal to what? X plus 4 times what? 2x minus 1. So we just come back here and write x plus 4, 2x minus what? Minus 1. And that's that on that. That is how to factorize completely. So, okay. So I will look for more questions of this nature so that you can get acquainted with how to factorize completely, how to turn a polynomial expression to product of linear